Hello, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Otumba Adams Show. My name is Adams Lofimilajide, and you guys are welcome specially. Today is Saturday, the 4th, I guess, yes, the 4th of June 2022. And you guys are welcome to the 144th episode. And on this episode, we'll be looking at how to qualify quality leads for your business, how to qualify quality leads for your business. All right, so before we start talking about what we have for today, if you are there, you're watching, right? If you'd like to introduce yourself, you know how we do it. Put your name, put your location in the comment section. And if this is your first time of being a part of the show, you're welcome specially. What do we talk about here? We talk about business, we talk about freelancing, we talk about entrepreneurship, we talk about anything that could actually help your business grow. Okay. So that's what we are doing today. I can see someone live right now. So if you'd like to introduce yourself, please do that and let me know that you're there watching me right now. All right. So on today's episode, we'll be looking at how to qualify quality leads for your business. Now, one of the things that I have heard a lot of internet marketers talk about a lot of the time is that if you want to make more sales, you need to have more leads. You need to have more traffic. The more traffic you have, the more leads you get to have. But I also got to realize that it is not all the people who come as leads that would eventually be quality leads that would probably move on to buying your product. So on today's episode, I have decided to create a segment where we look at how to sieve people out or sieve the leads out so that you'll be able to have quality leads. That's basically what today's episode is about. All right. So number one on my list, because this episode is going to be a very, very short one. Number one on my list is find out the problem they feel your product can fix for them. Now, one of the things that you get to realize is this. Some of the leads that come into your funnel, right? They probably came to your funnel because they saw your marketing efforts. They saw that you've always been posting things over and over again. You are consistent with trying to push out information about what you're selling, but not necessarily because they are interested in buying your product. So you need to know, you need to ask them what is that problem that they feel your product will be able to solve for them. If they cannot answer this particular question, then it goes to show you that they are just spectators. They probably came to monitor what you're doing, or probably try to see how you do your thing. Because I know sometimes I actually do that, right? I would see a particular advert and I would want to know what is behind that thing, or how do they operate, how do they send their emails, how do they do their follow-up and all those kind of things. So I am not interested in buying the product. I just want to observe. And there are a lot of people also, you would get to realize that they are in the same category also. They are observers. It is not necessarily that they are interested in buying what you want to sell. Okay. So you need to find out from these leads that what are the problems they feel your product can fix for them. If they can actually let you know that okay, this is what I'm going through and this is how I feel your product can actually help me out, then you know that okay, they've passed the first part, the first checklist that they need to fill. All right. So the second part on my list is that ask why they want a solution at this point in time. I think I made a mistake with that, so I'm going to quickly correct that. At this point, I forgot to put my T on the list. Okay. Right. Just a second. Yep. I've gotten it. All right. So ask why they want a solution at this point in time. Now, not everybody is interested in the solution. What's the word? You're actually trying to profile. Or sometimes there are times that some of these people, they're probably looking for miracle workers. Maybe they've tried something else out, or probably they're having an issue at this point in time and they just want a solution, right? Not they're actually interested. They want a quick fix for that particular solution. Now you need to ask yourself that I hope these people would not be a bone in my throat on the long run, or a fish bone in my throat on the long run, right? You need to know exactly why they want the solution at this point in time. Okay, is it that they've been going through different things over time and they've gotten to that point that it has gotten to their throat and they need a solution there and then, or is it that like they realize that like okay they have this problem but they are not interested in pushing for a solution yet? This type of people are not even going to pay for your this stuff. They know they have they know they have a problem, right? But they are not ready to find a solution to that problem. They might be part of your leads, but they are not qualified leads. Okay, so that's number 2 on the list. Number 3 is, which is kind of very, very important, know what their budget is. Now, a lot of the times, people come around, they're interested in your solution, but can they afford it? If they cannot afford it, my dear, I would not suggest that, like, what's the word, that you push any further. If their pocket is not enough, or if the money in their pocket is not enough for what you are offering, then maybe they are not the right people for you. There are also some people that like they've already bought a product from another vendor, right? And they're probably looking for an upgrade. They want something, something that other one is lacking. And in some cases, they've spent a lot of the money on the other vendor's end. At this point in time, those type of people may not be able to pay for what you have to offer. So you need to know what their pocket is saying and can they actually afford that particular thing. All right, so that's number 4 on the list. So number 3, beg your pardon. Number 4 on the list is know the decision-making process. Now, one thing you would eventually find out is this: when you're dealing with people, right, they most likely rather would not be the one to have the final say. There are times that like people would either want to seek advice from other people, right? They ask other people that like, okay, what do you feel about this thing? What do you think I should do about this particular product? Should I buy it? Should I not buy it? Should I check other vendors out? You know, all those kind of things, right? There would always be people around these people that give them advice as to what to do. And in this situation, you need to know who these people are around them. If it is possible for you to be able to convince these people, right, then please do as much or try as much as possible to be able to convince them. But if you realize that, okay, these people that are around this person may become a stumbling block for this person to be able to, what's the word? To be able to pay, right? Then there's no point. There's no point pushing. All right. There's no point pushing at all. Then another thing that like I think I wanted to make mention of one of the points is that like you need to realize that like, okay, yeah, it's still under this point that are they salary earners, right? So if they've been owed salary for a couple of months now, they would not be able to pay until they have access to that cash that they've been owed by the government or by their employees, right? If they are business owners and they are in a partnership and other partners have to like have a final say in that particular purchase of that product, then you know that like, okay, you're not dealing with just one person. You have a lot of gatekeepers that you need to like convince before they can actually purchase your product. Or as it happens in Nigeria, sometimes if you're trying to like bid for something, right, you realize that like aside from the person at the top that is awarding the contract, there are a lot of other people along the line that will stand as a bottleneck for you to be able to like get that contract or get that thing. So at that point in time, you would ask yourself, is it worth it? Is this worth it for me to like stress myself so much for me to be able to like get everybody to say a yes to this particular thing I want them to? Or should I just move on and look for another lead that will be qualified enough to buy this product? All right. So that's number 4 on the list. Then number 5, which is the last but not least, is a customer willing to put in the effort? Now, a lot of the times when you're trying to like provide a solution to people, you'll get to realize that like these people are just looking for miracle workers, right? They want their problem to be magically to magically vanish. But their own part of the bargain, they are not willing to put in the work for it. You would see in some cases whereby people buy courses and then before you know it, like they're already asking for refund. If you ask them, did you put in the work? Did you try it? Did you go through the steps? They'll be like, nah, I just watched first video and that's it. those type of people, it is always better not to work with them because they're going to frustrate you on the long run if they are not willing to do their own part of the bargain. It is very, very important, especially when you're trying to qualify leads. Very, very important, really, because if you just bring in every Tom, Dick, and Harry to buy your product to work with you, on the long run, they are going to give you headache, and you might have to like lose money over time. You lose time, you lose money because they're going to frustrate you. So you need to ask, are you willing to put in the work to make this thing work for you? We are going to do our own part for you, but are you also ready to put in the part, put in the work, and make sure that this thing works for you? If their answer is yes, then you know that like you've gotten a quality lead that will transition to becoming a customer. All right, so this brings us to the end of today's episode. It's very short, just 11 minutes. And as I always say, if you are watching right now, you'll probably be watching later. Please share, tell someone about this show. If you're on YouTube, share with your loved ones, subscribe on the channel, tell people about this show because it's going to help your business out. We may not be big right now, but someday, you guys will be like, I knew this dude when he started, and now he's like everywhere in the world. Okay, so this is the end of today's episode. I'm sure you've been able to gain value. And as I always say, be the best version God has created you to be and have a great weekend. Bye-bye, guys.